What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have another van update for y'all. So we are needing to get a ton done today. We're going to be installing our garage wall, which will complete the garage. We will also be doing our flooring and hopefully our cabinets as well.
Start getting them put in a position.
So we are getting close. So let's get started. And just like that, HP has finished his prize wall. HP, you want to tell him about it?
3/4 inch maple. Took a lot of work. But it's super secured. So we have one stud here. That way when we put our big fat butts up here, it is, oh, feels good. I'm so happy. It's gonna add a lot of actual structural rigidity to the front side of this bed, because if you guys seen previously, there's only one board back here and there's nothing for like this 5 inches. So it's kind of scary if we're gonna be putting human weight up here, plus beds and anything else we put up here, even the dogs. It could be a lot of weight on the slip over time. I think this is gonna be very sturdy, but everything's nice and secured. It definitely wraps this up to be
it looks more finished. It
looks more finished for sure. It looks kind of weird just because it's so walled off, but that's what it's for. The garage is separate.
Now that we've gotten the wall up, which is one of those tasks that look like it would have been super easy, but it wasn't. And I have to give credit where it's credit due. I did not have anything to do with this wall. It was all HP. But now is time to finally, and this is a big one, installing the floors. Yeah. So let's get to work on that. Okay, so for flooring, what we're going to do is we bought this foam subfloor thing from Lowe's. From what HP was told, it's supposed to help with sound deadening more than anything, which...
And moisture.
Oh, and moisture. So moisture as well. And then we also got this flooring, which will be this gray color. We showed this in our last video. And this is the flooring that we went with. It is 100% waterproof. It's very similar to the flooring that we have in our house. And yeah, so really what we're gonna do is just lay these down like a puzzle. One interesting fact that I found out while researching for this process is that you actually are supposed to just literally lay them on top, and then you're supposed to have them floating. So they're not actually supposed to be secured to the subfloor here. And the reason is because they need to shift with humidity. And so that's exactly what we're gonna be doing, is just laying these down, and hopefully it's as easy as it looks on videos that I've seen online, but we'll see.
It never is.
It's never as easy as it looks.
No, that's not true.
Roughly 2 hours or so later, and it's done. HP, how does it feel?
No knee pads needed. My knees kind of hurt.
Do they?
Yeah. Feels good. I'm happy. I'm happy with the progress. It looks pretty good. Nice.
Okay, so now that the floors are done, we can finally move on to actually installing the cabinets into the van. So the game plan with the cabinets is to kind of install the walls and the cabinets in conjunction with one another, at the same time. That way we can easily see where the studs are, and I mean, that's just what our thought was. I think that's a pretty good plan. So now it's time to move on to that. So it has been a couple of days since our latest update, and it has been going extremely well. HP has been hard at work, so let's take a look at what he's been up to.
I've been putting a lot of work into this van for the past couple of days, and my work kind of shows for it. The van's coming together. Now looking down here, I have our factory step installed. It's not the prettiest, but this is also retrofitting to the flooring that we have. I've also installed this is going to be our plumbed countertop for our sink. And I have a lot of our shiplap already started, which has been covered up by the sink. But we needed to install it so we can have a proper mounting surface for our cabinet, and it is on there, so not coming off for sure. I've got all these wires wrapped up, and they have their own separate looms now, and our switches are going to mount to the next shiplap board, so those are prepped and ready. Before we can actually finish this wall, we have to get some more insulation. That way we don't have a lot of that heat coming off of the windows. On this side today, I'll be putting on the shiplap starting from the bottom so I can start installing more cabinets and get right back to where we were with this side, and then start finishing out a lot of our electrical as well. So huge progress in the van, and it's actually starting to look like more of a home.
So let's get this wall started in 3, 2, 1. So here we have it, probably our biggest single piece of transformation thus far in the van build, and it was basically all HP.
Not gonna lie to y'all, this was quite a pain. And one thing I was telling Aubrey when I got done with this is, it's kind of, you know, a bad feeling when all your hard work gets covered up by cabinets, but we needed these wall panels to go on so we could put our cabinets secured, and if you take a look at them, they are super secure, just like this one right here, which I'm very happy about. So now that we have our cabinets installed, I can actually start putting our electrical and getting that routed in. As you can see, I've already kind of loomed these, and now I get to drill a hole into this one. This has not been mounted yet, so I can fix any mistakes or reroute more wires if I need to, and I won't have that big of an issue. So let's get going.
The one thing that I did do while HP was doing all of this is I did finish the plumbing. So now the plumbing goes from the garage area into the sink, and really the only thing left to install in the plumbing is the actual sink itself, which of course will have to be installed after the countertop. But now HP is going to get started on electrical. So it's been a few days since our last update, and though it doesn't look like we've done a lot, we've actually gotten quite a lot of progress. Or I guess I shouldn't say we, because it's been HP. But HP, take them through what you've done so far.
Okay, so since I last saw you, I've got electrical started. It doesn't look like a lot because it just looks like loose random wires, but everything has to be done from scratch. So I had to build this battery securement and get everything fixed in this cabinet. When I was shortening up these cabinets by like 8 inches, I also had to reinforce them because these batteries weigh like 90 pounds a piece. So I had to make sure they weren't going nowhere, especially if I slam on the brakes, they're not gonna fly into me. I've got all of our wiring done and lined up for our fuse box. So all of our lights and things like our water pump, everything's wired up, and pretty soon I'll have the solar start charging the batteries. That way we can actually get some lights in here and then make sure everything works. I also got some of the front part of the ceiling starting to get lined up. These had to be custom cut because these weren't perfect the first time, and I really should have took my time because coming back and re-cutting all these has been a major pain. Not to bore you with electrical, but this van is going to be off the grid. That means I'm not going to be able to plug in to any other source of power, which is fine because we have solar panels, and in the worst case scenario, on cloudy days, the vehicle is going to power up everything as well. So I have some of this already hardwired into the van. I'm starting to get some of my fuses already lined up as well, and then pretty soon we're going to have some of these controllers sitting on the outside of this electrical cabinet, and that's going to be their permanent home. That way all of our electricals in one cabinet in one box, and we can use everything else for like dishes and tableware and whatnot.
But with that being said, you guys, in this episode we got a ton of stuff done and we are nearing the finish line, but there's still a lot to do. Unfortunately, for the next week or two, this is going to be put on hold because HP is going out of town for a week to pick up something really cool for the channel, so stay tuned for that. And in addition to that, Nico's barking in the background. In addition to that, we also have some issues with some Turo cars, so HP is going to put the van on hold while he addresses those issues. So hopefully we only have a couple of more van updates for you guys, but the next one won't be for a few more weeks at least.
As always, guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next episode.